That harmless AI chat you had last week, it wasn't just stored on some server. It's already been used to create a detailed psychological profile that knows you better than your closest friends. Every image you've generated, every question you've asked, and every prompt you've typed is being collected, analyzed, and used in ways that would make even privacy experts nervous. I've spent months investigating the real cost of using these free AI tools, and by the end of this video, I'll reveal a simple test that will show you exactly what these companies know about you, including the one piece of information that made me delete every AI app from my devices. Ever get the creepy feeling someone's watching you online? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because with AI, that feeling just got a whole lot more real. We're talking about a world where every interaction, every keystroke, every mumbled question to Siri is being cataloged, analyzed, and used to build a digital you and not the fun Instagram filtered kind. Think about it. Every time you chat with an AI chatbot, you're basically spilling your guts to a highly sophisticated algorithm. And what do these algorithms do? They learn, they adapt, they build a profile of you based on your hopes, fears, desires, and even your deepest, darkest secrets. Creepy, right? They're creating a vast, interconnected web of information that paints a disturbingly accurate picture of who you are, what you think, and how you behave online. Let's dive deeper into this data mine, shall we? Every time you hit enter after chatting with an AI, your words are whisked away to a server farm the size of a small country. There, they're dissected, analyzed, and categorized by powerful algorithms hungry for information. They're looking for patterns, for insights, for anything that can be used to predict your next move, your next purchase, your next political stance. This data is also being used to create detailed psychological profiles. We're talking about the kind of profiles that would make Cambridge Analytica blush. These profiles can be used to manipulate your emotions, influence your decisions, and even predict your behavior with frightening accuracy. The possibilities are endless and frankly terrifying. Now let's talk about the content you're creating with these AI tools. Remember that poem, the meme, the funny tweet you wrote with a little help from your robot friends? Well, guess what? That's data too. And you better believe these companies are collecting it, analyzing it, and using it to further refine their algorithms and, you guessed it, build even more detailed profiles of you. It's like being trapped in an echo chamber of your own making. You feed the AI your thoughts and feelings, it spits back content that reflects those thoughts and feelings, and the cycle continues. But here's the thing. With each iteration, the AI is learning more about you than you're learning about it. This constant feedback loop creates a closed system where your own biases and preferences are amplified and reinforced. It's a recipe for intellectual stagnation and social division, all fueled by the insatiable appetite of AI algorithms. Privacy experts have been sounding the alarm about these issues for years, but it seems like their warnings are falling on deaf ears. Despite their best efforts to educate the public and policymakers, the message isn't getting through. They're concerned about the sheer volume of data being collected, often without the knowledge or explicit consent of the individuals involved. The lack of transparency about how that data is being used is another major issue. Many people don't realize what they're agreeing to when they click accept on those lengthy terms of service agreements. And the potential for abuse by governments and corporations alike is staggering. Surveillance programs and data mining operations can easily overstep boundaries, infringing on personal freedoms and privacy. And let's not forget about the security risks. With so much data being stored and transmitted, the opportunities for cybercriminals are endless. All this personal data is a goldmine for hackers, who are constantly finding new and creative ways to breach even the most secure systems. They can exploit vulnerabilities in software, use social engineering tactics, or even launch sophisticated phishing attacks. Imagine the damage that could be done if someone got their hands on your entire AI chat history, your AI-generated content, and your detailed psychological profile. This information could be used to manipulate, blackmail, or even impersonate you. The implications are terrifying. Your private conversations, your creative works, and your innermost thoughts could all be exposed and exploited. And your detailed psychological profile could be used to predict and influence your behavior in ways you can't even imagine. The problem is that most people are blissfully unaware of the risks. They're so caught up in the convenience and novelty of new technology that they don't stop to consider the potential consequences. They're so enamored with the shiny new toys that they're willing to hand over their personal information without a second thought. This data is then used to create detailed profiles that can be sold to advertisers or worse, fall into the wrong hands. And in the case of AI, the price you're paying for convenience and entertainment could be your privacy. It's a high price to pay, and one that many people aren't even aware they're paying. Section 5, a test. What do they know about you? Okay, ready for a little experiment? Let's see just how much these AI companies know about you. Go to your Google search history and type in a few keywords related to your interests, hobbies, or recent conversations. Be specific. Now go to your Facebook ad preferences and scroll through the list of interests they've assigned to you. You might be surprised or maybe horrified by what you find. Do they know you're a dog person? Do they know you're planning a vacation? Do they know you have a weird obsession with miniature furniture? Finally, go to your Amazon browsing history and check out the recommendations. This is just a small taste of the vast amount of data these companies are collecting about you. Section 6. The illusion of anonymity. We've all been there. You're browsing the web, feeling anonymous behind your screen, when suddenly you're bombarded with targeted ads that feel a little too personal. The illusion of anonymity online is just that, an illusion. Every click, every search, every interaction leaves a digital trail that AI algorithms can use to piece together a surprisingly accurate picture of who you are, where you've been, and what you're thinking. With AI, even seemingly anonymized data can be de-anonymized with frightening accuracy. Section 7. The price of free AI tools. Let's be honest, we all love free stuff. But when it comes to AI tools, that freebie often comes with a hefty price tag: your privacy. Those fun, addictive AI apps that let you create deepfakes, generate music, or chat with historical figures. They're not just for your entertainment, they're also a clever way to collect massive amounts of data on unsuspecting users. These companies aren't just being generous with their technology, they're in the business of data collection, and your personal information is the currency they trade in. Section 8. The chilling effect on free speech. The implications of AI-powered surveillance go far beyond targeted advertising and creepy recommendations. The chilling effect on free speech is a very real and present danger. When people know they're being watched, they're less likely to express themselves freely, to challenge the status quo, or to engage in dissent. Imagine a world where every word you type, every website you visit, every interaction you have online is monitored and analyzed by AI algorithms. Would you feel comfortable expressing controversial opinions? Would you be willing to engage in political activism? Or would you self-censor, knowing that your every move is being tracked and potentially used against you? This isn't some dystopian future we're talking about, it's happening right now. Section 9. Taking back control of your data. So, what can we do about it? In today's digital age, our personal data is more vulnerable than ever. With the rise of artificial intelligence and machine learning, companies are collecting vast amounts of information about us, often without our explicit consent. This data can be used to predict our behavior, influence our decisions, and even manipulate our emotions. How can we protect our privacy in the age of AI? It's a daunting task, but not impossible. By taking proactive steps, we can regain control over our personal information and ensure that our privacy is respected. The first step is awareness. Understanding the landscape of data privacy is crucial. We need to be aware of the various ways our data can be collected and used, and the potential risks involved. We need to educate ourselves and others about the risks of AI-powered surveillance and the importance of data privacy. This means staying informed about the latest developments in technology and privacy laws, and sharing this knowledge with our communities. We also need to demand greater transparency from the companies that collect and use our data. It's our right to know what information is being gathered, how it's being used, and who it's being shared with. Companies should be held accountable for their data practices. We need to know what data they're collecting, how they're using it, and who they're sharing it with. Transparency is key to building trust and ensuring that our data is handled responsibly, and we need to hold them accountable when they violate our privacy. This can be done through legal action, public campaigns, or simply by choosing not to use services that don't respect our privacy. Here are a few practical steps you can take to protect your privacy online. Read the fine print. It's important to understand the terms and conditions of any service you use. Before you use any AI tool or service, take the time to read the privacy policy. This document outlines how your data will be used and what rights you have regarding your information. Pay attention to what data they collect, how they use it, and whether they share it with third parties. If something doesn't seem right, don't hesitate to ask questions or seek clarification. Limit the data you share. Be mindful of the information you share online, especially on social media. The more data you provide, the more vulnerable you become to privacy breaches. Be mindful of the information you share online, especially on social media. Think twice before posting personal details, and be cautious about what photos and videos you post. Remember, once something is online, it's difficult to remove it completely. Don't overshare personal details and be cautious about what photos and videos you post. Use a VPN. A virtual private network encrypts your internet traffic and masks your IP address, making it more difficult for companies to track your online activity. A virtual private network encrypts your internet traffic and masks your IP address, making it more difficult for companies to track your online activity. This adds an extra layer of security and helps protect your privacy. Additionally, consider using secure messaging apps that offer end-to-end encryption. This ensures that only you and the person you're communicating with can read the messages, keeping your conversations private. Regularly update your software and apps. Developers often release updates to fix security vulnerabilities, so keeping your devices up to date is essential for protecting your data. Enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, such as a code sent to your phone, in addition to your password. Use strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts, and consider using a password manager to keep track of them. This reduces the risk of your accounts being compromised. Stay vigilant for data breaches. If a company you use experiences a breach, take immediate action to secure your accounts and monitor for any suspicious activity. Finally, talk about data privacy with your friends and family. The more people are aware of the importance of protecting their data, the stronger our collective defense against privacy violations will be. By taking these steps, we can take back control of our data and protect our privacy in the digital age. It's a continuous effort, but one that is well worth it for the sake of our personal freedom and security. Section 10. The future of AI and privacy. The future of AI is full of promise, but it's also fraught with peril. As AI technology continues to advance, we need to be vigilant about protecting our privacy and ensuring that these powerful tools are used responsibly. The good news is that there are people working on solutions. Privacy-enhancing technologies are emerging that can help us protect our data while still enjoying the benefits of AI. We also need to have a serious conversation about the ethical implications of AI. Section 11. My AI Exodus, a personal story. This is a tale of transformation, a journey from fascination to realization, and ultimately, to liberation. I'll admit it, I was once a card-carrying member of the AI fan club. I was captivated by the endless possibilities that AI promised. I marveled at the technology's ability to write poems, generate images, and even hold conversations that felt eerily human. It was like having a digital muse at my fingertips, always ready to inspire and assist. But as I delved deeper into the world of AI, a sense of unease began to creep in. The more I learned about the privacy implications, the more concerned I became. The final straw came when I realized just how much data I was handing over to these companies. It wasn't just about convenience anymore, it was about my personal information being harvested and potentially misused. My search history, my location data, my social media activity, it was all up for grabs. Every click, every like, every search was being tracked and stored. And for what? A few minutes of amusement? A fleeting moment of convenience? It all started to feel so trivial in the grand scheme of things, a slightly more personalized online experience. Was that really worth the cost of my privacy and peace of mind? The price was just too high. I couldn't justify it anymore. The trade-off between convenience and privacy was becoming increasingly skewed. So I decided to stage my own personal AI exodus. It was a bold move, but one I felt was necessary for my own well-being. I deleted all the AI-powered apps on my phone, from the voice assistants to the photo editing tools, to the chatbot companions. It was a digital detox of sorts. I even started using a privacy-focused search engine and browser. It was a conscious effort to reclaim my digital footprint and protect my personal information. Was it a difficult transition? Sure, at times, there were moments of frustration and inconvenience, but they were outweighed by the sense of control I regained over my digital life. But you know what? It was worth it. The peace of mind that came with knowing my data was secure and my privacy was intact was invaluable. It was a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.